I think this is the kind of genre that people can get into, and they can bring their friends and their family to come see it, and it's that communal kind of experience that people can experience together.
What makes this story universal? I think it can be appreciated anywhere, but why?
And there's the family aspect to it too, where it's a young girl in a in a family that's kind of being broken in certain ways, and she has to adapt to it. And I feel like there's lots of people in the world who their family is not exactly what they want to be, and they're dealing with it in their own ways. And this family structure is being broken down, and so now when it's when her father's taken away, she has to deal with her new family, and I think that's something that's universal.
What I like about nowadays some movies like this one is dysfunctional families are in a way part of a norm. There's no taboo of talking about dysfunctionality because we all are part of that, even in our daily relationships. Nothing is perfect.
Yeah.
The 50s were fake, I guess.
Yeah, and if our family, if personally we don't have a family that's broken, we all know someone whose family is broken.
Yeah.
In certain ways. So I feel like this is something that has happened to a lot of people, and the rage that Becky has towards her father and her potential stepmother, it transpires and grows as the movie progresses. But that's where it starts from, is like losing her mother and having to deal with this possibly new family. And that's kind of the genesis of her rage.
Is the film industry dying? Hopefully not. I mean, the film industry changing, not dying, changing as we knew it. Our patterns of...
Yeah, I think it's changing. And I think the awards are good for what, if you take it for what it's at, where it can possibly bring attention to films that either we didn't know about or that get less attention. I think it's great. Like last year, Parasite got the top award, and like that was pretty amazing. And this year, Nomadland, this tiny little film that was done on a shoestring budget, is getting lots of attention. And there's other movies like that are getting attention. And I feel like however the awards, whether it's virtual or in person, I feel like it helps. There's always disagreements on what we think is deserving of awards, but that's part of the fun of awards is that discussion that these kind of awards bring up. And so I'm glad that like Steven Soderbergh he's going to try to make the Oscars into something this year, because I think the more we can talk about these kind of films, the better.
Also, for the last 8 months or 7 months, I've been watching wonderful films, not only American independent films, but also films from Macedonia, from Lithuania, and they're wonderful. And the only reason why I'm able to watch them is because they're all there, and the big productions are not invading my, the market. So for me, it's really great to appreciate it, to be able to be part of that movement. Do you feel that this is a good, positive change for all of us?
Hopefully we just remember this feeling, so that, because we all expect that at some time, whether it's this year or next year, the theaters will come back. People want to get out and see movies again, and there's going to be lots of Star Wars and Marvel movies. But then that's fine. But let's hope that we remember some of this feeling, and we try to champion the fact that there are other movies out there, and to not go back to just to only seeing those type of movies. Let's remember this feeling that we all like.
Okay, do you see yourself as fighters? Because I just want to say, Becky was supposed to be part of the Tribeca Film Festival 2020, but unfortunately the festival was canceled in a way. But then here you are. The film has been watched for many people in North America, and now it's doing international things. So what did you do? Are you like warriors, or you're just sitting there being cool? You have a good marketing people, or
making a movie? There's so many people involved. From the cast and crew. There's hundreds of people that have put work and effort into making this film. So we all are like fighting for each other to have this thing that we all believed in and spent the time on. Spent these sweaty days in the woods with mosquitoes, making that we all are fighting to make that get out there. And I think that's that's what's so great about a movie in general, is that collaboration between so many people, so that when it's done, you can really feel like you've accomplished something. So we all fight for that, for people to watch that and to be able to experience that.
Why do you work together, and how important was it for you to be part of the Parsons School? It was different from filmmaking, I guess, right? So what happened?
There's things that we're very similar on, and things that we both see differently, and that kind of differences of influences and differences of what we like can help broaden our ideas and how we can approach things. So we feel like we're better together rather than, as one. I think that's kind of shown in our films, that we have an eclectic bunch of tastes, and we've made eclectic films that we feel like stand out and are different than other ones.
The streaming platforms have changed the industry and the way we consume. Do you think is that something positive or negative, or it could be a little negative to certain aspects of?
I think it's positive. I feel like there's just more avenues to see things. Think back, it used to be only a few ways you can get a movie made, and now there's a lot more opportunities to get things made, whether it's on the bigger streamers, or even there's lots of like smaller streamers that are doing things. And you can put something on YouTube. I feel like the more opportunities for your film to be seen, whether it's by thousands, hundreds, opposite millions, like I feel like that is better for creators like us.
You proved that to be a storyteller and tell a good story, you don't have to have $200 million. You
Correct.
Can work outside of the big studios and do a nice product that people appreciate.
And some of our favorite directors are the Coen brothers, and they started out with Blood Simple, which was a very low budget movie that they funded with their friends and like just with their family. When they made it, no one actually wanted it. It took them a long time to get it actually distributed. And then when it did, it really made money on VHS. That's where it kind of made its money. And that's our favorite. Those are like some of the best filmmakers we've ever had in the world. So I feel like they make these kind of films, and we want to make those films that people really want to rewatch and are outside of the system in a way. So whether it's, then they went on to work in the studio system because they're able to kind of bring their tone and bring their voice to the studios. I feel like that's what we're trying to do, is like, create a voice for ourselves, and however we work, we'll at least still have our voice. And it's whether it's in the independent films or in the studios, we'll have established our voice.